Welcome to PPC Hot Takes, which is a new mini show that I'm launching on my channel where we throw out conventional wisdom and dive into unpopular opinions that shake up the PPC world. In each episode, I'll sit down by myself or with a special guest that's a Google Ads pro where we explore bold, contrarian views and really challenge the status quo, from questioning things like smart bidding, click fraud tools, landing pages, nothing's off limits. And these conversations are meant to be raw and thought provoking so that at least you'll be able to walk away with a new perspective or maybe a new strategy that you haven't actually thought about that you might want to go ahead and implement. So, for today's episode, I am going to be sitting down on my own and going to just do this solo while taking you through an unpopular opinion that has to do with over optimizing campaigns. The unpopular opinion that I'm going to argue in this episode is that frequent optimizations will kill your performance. I have had many potential clients and even coaching clients reach out and ask me to help them with their Google Ads account. And when I go in there and I'll give them feedback, I'll take a look at their change history and see that they're making changes literally almost every hour. And that is a little bit of an overkill, especially if you're not spending. I mean, even if you were spending millions of dollars, you wouldn't want to be making changes every hour. That's definitely overkill. And also really micromanaging the ad account to the point where you're not giving Google enough breathing room to just learn. Here's the analogy that I want to present to you with over optimizing an ad campaign. When you're over optimizing an ad campaign, it's kind of like baking. When you put a loaf of bread in the oven, you don't want to keep opening up the door to let the air in, or you don't want to keep opening up the door to the oven and put more ingredients into the bread. It needs time to mature. It needs time to bake. That's exactly how you need to think about it when it comes to Google Ads. I know that it's hard to see when you're launching a campaign if leads don't come in right away. You feel like you need to go in there and start making tweaks so that things can change. But what's actually happening is you're throttling your performance and resetting the learning period, especially if you're using smart bidding strategies. And it's causing Google to get super confused on what you want it to do. Whether one day your budget's at $1,000, another day it's at $2, and then you change the ad schedule, and then you change the bidding strategy from target CPA to manual to max clicks. You're just going to confuse the heck out of Google. So I need you to listen to me on this one because I am very opinionated on this topic. It is an unpopular opinion, but you need to listen because if you are making too many changes, you're just going to confuse Google, and then Google's not going to know how to deliver for you based off of the parameters that you've set for it. When you're making a lot of changes to your ads, keywords, bids, you're preventing Google's algorithm to really learn effectively. Smart bidding needs time to identify patterns. Frequent tweaks are just going to reset it over and over. And if you've ever been in the learning period, which you probably have, you know that it takes some time. And Google claims that it takes 5 days. That's what Google claims. Sometimes I've seen more, sometimes I've seen less. But usually that's about the time that it needs to really identify patterns. And also, too, it depends on how much budget you're giving it. If you have a $2 per day budget, let's say, I mean, how much can you really learn even if you gave it a full 30 days and every click is $2? So pretty much you're getting 30 clicks a month. Just giving an example here. And you're not getting a lot of data. You are setting yourself up for failure when you're making so many changes and potentially killing your volume over trimming your keywords, placements. Don't react out of like emotion, right? you need to react based off of the data, but a data over a mature period of time. So if you're only getting 2 clicks a day over, let's say, a 30-day period, that's what, 60 clicks. That's not really a ton of data to work off of, but it's something. I wouldn't be making changes every day based off of that, but it's definitely something that you need to take into account. How much volume are you actually getting? If it's super low volume, probably not going to be seeing much, coming from it in terms of lead volume. But assuming that you are funding enough to actually get good quantity of leads flowing into your campaign, you still don't want to be making too many changes, because couple things, you could potentially be misinterpreting your data if you're not looking over a wide enough window, reacting too quickly to small sample sizes. Let's say that you see that a specific zip code got 2 clicks for $5, and another set of zip codes maybe had 1 click for, $1 each, and you considering turning it off. That's not enough data to really make a true decision. So what I'm trying to get at here is, when you're over optimizing your PPC account, you're actually hurting yourself even more. You're hurting yourself more than you're helping. When you are setting up a PPC account and managing it, it's not just about checking off a list of tasks. It's checking off a list of tasks, implementing it, letting the data tell a story. So it's going to mature. That's what baking in the oven is. And then from there, you'll be able to, once it's fully baked, take it out, look at it, taste it, see how it is, and then you can make adjustments based off of it. But don't take it out when the bread is still raw, when the eggs are still not fully set in there. It's not going to taste very good. And that's the same analogy that I want to give to you with over optimizing. Frequent optimizations will kill your account performance. And I totally get why clients act out of emotion because they might not be getting leads right away. I've seen it happen many times. And then they start reacting and just turning off that old campaign and turning on something new, adding new keywords, changing the landing page, changing the ad schedule. And then it just causes so much confusion to Google because you don't even really know what you want, but you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that something will eventually stick, and then eventually your return on investment is going to be crazy amount. That's not how it works. So, coming from someone that's been managing Google Ads for over 10 years, I've never ever seen an account that was over optimized with really, really strong results. You need to give Google some breathing room. And plus, when you are over optimizing, you're neglecting the big picture. Focus shifts from really tinkering with the account on small things to really big things like landing page updates, ad copy updates. Different things are really going to move the needle per se. I think a lot of people, they tend to over optimize because it gives them a sense of control. Because they're like, well, if it didn't work out today, it's because something's in my account that I need to fix. And then they just go in there and start tinkering with things. So I want you to focus more on strategy. I want you to focus more on giving Google more time to collect data before you then go in and start making tweaks. You need to let the data speak to you. So here's the key takeaways that I have for you, for the specific topic. Number 1, set performance benchmarks, but you need to give yourself time. Let the data accumulate before making decisions. 2, 3, focus on high leverage areas, creative testing, offers, landing pages. Audit weekly, not daily. You should be looking at your account at least on a weekly basis or every few days But you could even be looking at it every day, but you don't need to making changes every day unless, you see that something's broken. So, with that being said, I want to tie up this video with a bow for you and just ask you then, how often do you optimize your ad campaigns? Is it necessary? Have you ever found yourself in a trap of over optimizing? I've seen it happen with my clients, and it sends them down this death spiral. And clients that have used me for coaching services just sends them down this death spiral, because after I coach them, then they will then realize, okay, I need to step back. I need to just let it breathe before I keep making more changes. Wanted to ask that question to you guys. Let me know what your experience has been. And if you found this episode helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. Let me know if you agree or disagree too. I would love to have a friendly debate in the comments as well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.